We're doing two things in this video, making a patch and dye sublimating on Twill with embroidery. For equipment, we need a dye sublimation printer. I'm using one of the Epson big boys, a cutter, a heat press, and an embroidery machine. This video follows a detailed step-by-step guide you will need to reference. Link in the description below. With this art, we used Adobe Illustrator or CorelDRAW is fine, and DESIGNSHOP. Create your print art in Illustrator and save it as a version 8.dps. Then you can open that art in DESIGNSHOP and add your embroidery elements. We're adding some clouds, the leaf, the text, and the faux marrow stitch around the edge, which really gives it that patch look. Back in Illustrator, create your perf cut contour line, since this will be cut on white twill, then dye sublimated on. Also, delete the vector elements that are going to be embroidered. You don't need to print those. Now, make your artboard in Illustrator the size of your heat press, since this determines the size you can dye sublimate. Lay out your design to fit and leave a little wiggle room on the sides and around the edges. Then you want to create your perf cut registration circles in the four corners. These will be handy when lining up your cut twill with your printed art. Save as a PDF, and now you can send your cut file to your cut software. We're using Cut Studio as a plugin with Illustrator on the GS24. Instructions on how to do this are in the PDF, link in the description. You can also use this same file in VersaWorks on your Roland printer cutter. Simply load the twill and then just select Cut Only. Once you have your art with the perf cut lines loaded, just let the cutter do the work. By the way, we're using Poly Twill from Stalls. Link in the description on how to get that. Also, we're using 60-degree blades on our Roland GS24 to cut the thicker material. With our twill cut, let's print the art and dye sublimate this sucker. With Epson Edge, simply drag in your art, select as many as you want to print. Epson dye sublimation is fast and super colorful. Now, let's register our print to the cut twill. This is where those cut lines in the four corners come in really handy. Pull the circles out of the twill and line up with the black dots on the print. This makes alignment super easy. Let's tape down the sides so nothing shifts around and moves on the heat press. We're going to do 400 degrees for 40 seconds at high pressure. Pull sublimation paper immediately when it's done to avoid any ghosting of the image. Now look at that. We have dye sublimated twill patches ready for embroidery. Hey Mike, how do you set this up in MELCO'S?
All right, John, let's load this design into MELCO'S. We're going to be using the 7 1/4 by 7 1/4 Mighty Hoop. We'll go into our color sequence, and the very first part of this design is the placement stitch, and that's what's going to sew onto the patch master material to show us where to place the applique piece. We'll want an applique pause so that we can place that applique piece for the patch. Then we'll go in and do each part of the design thereafter. And there we have it. We have it loaded into MELCO'S. Now we're ready to go over to the machine.
Thanks, dude. Mike is using Badge Master from Madeira as the base for this patch. I put the link where you can buy it in the description. We're hooping Badge Master drum tight on this 7 1/4 inch Mighty Hoop. Now we'll hit the start and get that all-important placement stitch. Next, slap the patch on, hit start again, and watch this thing come to life. I hope that was helpful. Be sure to click on the link in the description for the instructional PDF. We'll see you next time. Melco, baby! Boom!